Hi gang. Today we're going to be looking at ordering whole numbers and decimals. So here are our little 3 steps that we can follow so we can be successful. First, we always need to rewrite the numbers lining up the decimal point. If you can't find the decimal point, it's always to the right of the ones place. Second, we start from the furthest place value to the left and work our way to the ones place. So we're going to compare each place value. Third thing we're going to do is be sure we read and reread the directions. We don't want to make a silly mistake by not doing what the directions ask. Excuse me. Okay, so in this example, so I'm always going to like highlight or do something to say I want to go from least to greatest. So from the smallest number to the biggest number. First thing I need to do here is rewrite my problem so that I'm going from word form to standard form. So my numbers are going to be 1 and 14 10,000ths. So 10,000ths has 4 place values, so I'm going to go 0, 0, 1, 4. So that's going to be one of my numbers. 1 and 14 hundredths. 1 and 14 hundredths. And then 1 and 14 thousandths. 1 and 14 thousandths. So notice what I've done here is I've lined up already. I've done the first thing, rewrite the numbers by lining up the decimal point. So my decimal points are lined up. Now I'm going to compare my ones place. So my ones place, I've got a 1. So now I'm going to look at the tenths place. So from here, I can already see what my greatest number is going to be. So my biggest number is going to be 1 and 14 hundredths. Because my 1 is bigger than the zeros. So I know that's going to be my largest number. So now I'm going to need to compare. So this one, we can mark this guy out. So now I need to compare the hundredth spot. And I can see that this number down here has a 1. So my 1 is greater than 0. So my middle number is going to be 1 and 14 thousandths. And then my smallest number will be 1 and 14 10,000ths. And remember our greater than and less than sign and equal to. So if I'm saying that a number is greater, it's like my alligator eats the bigger number. So I always want my alligator pointing towards my bigger number. So 1 is less than 2, 2 is greater than 1. Either way, my alligator is eating my 2. It's the easiest way to remember that. Okay, and I ordered it from least to greatest, so that's what my signs are telling me, that 1 and 14 10,000ths is less than 1 and 14 thousandths is less than 1 and 14 hundredths. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of these together, and then you're going to try some by yourself. All right. So again, I can already see here. Well, we'll just write them out. 67,785. So I'm going to line up all my decimal points. And I'm being asked to order from least to greatest. So I want to know what's the smallest number that I have here. Well, I can already see that 67 is less than 87. So I'm going to put 67. So that's my smallest number. Get rid of him. Now I'm going to compare my biggest number. So my 8 is the same, 7 is the same, my 9 is the same, So in the hundredth spot is where I'm going to see my first difference. 4 is bigger than 3. So my next biggest, my middle number is going to be 87 and 933 thousandths. And my largest number is going to be 87 and 943 thousandths. Okay. My next one, I just have whole numbers. So if I rewrite my numbers, I've got 65. Okay, so let's compare. And again, if I had decimal points, they'd be right here. So let's compare the 10,000s place value. I can already determine that 56,000 is my smallest number. So we'll go ahead and mark him out. Now I'm going to look at the thousands place value, and I can see that 5 is less than 6. So 65,874 is my middle number. And then ran out of room, so I'm going to have to erase that. My largest number is 66,874. All right, this is going to be a good one here because we're going to need to line up our place values. Okay, so same process. I see that I have 21 and something. So I'm going to start by looking at these place values. Okay, so actually, so right away I see that they're all different. So the 6 is going, the one with the 6 in the 10th place is going to be my smallest number. So it's going to be 21 and 687 thousandths is less than 21 769 thousandths, which is less than 21 and 879 thousandths. Okay, so again, line up my place values, compare starting with the biggest number, work my way to the right until I find numbers that are different. Okay, now you are going to try these 3 real fast, so pause your video, and then I will be back with your correct answers. All right, let's see how we did with this, gang. This time, notice the directions are greatest to least. So I'm going to name my greatest number first. So my biggest number here is 35, which is greater than 35 and 67 thousandths, which is greater than 34 698 thousandths. So this should be our answer for number 1. Number 2, greatest to least. So my biggest number is going to be 7/10 is greater than, so we can get rid of him. And my next place value, oops, in my hundredths place value, I've got a 0 and a 7. So the next greatest number is going to be 7 hundredths, and then 7 thousandths is my smallest number. Okay, and our last example is our big numbers, so no decimals here. So everything's an 872,000. So the next number I'm going to look at is the in the 100 spot, my 3, my 9, and my 6. So I know that my biggest number is going to be 872,964 is greater than 872,654, which is greater than 872,361. So So I went through and I compared. Those are the 8s are the same, 7s are the same, 2s are the same. My 3, my 9, and my 6 are different, and that's how I came up with my answer. All right, so this time we're only going to be comparing 2 numbers. So real quickly, it's going to be the same process. I'm looking at, they're both in the 600s, so my next number I'm going to look at is my 5 and my 4. That means that 654 is going to be greater than 645. Okay, let's take a look at my next one. My 8s are the same, 3s are the same. Ooh, looks like I'm going to have something different. I've got 1,000 or 0,000. So that means that 831,000 is greater than 830,000. And in my last one, I can quickly see that in my millions place is going to be the first number that's different. So this one is going to be that 9,135 is less than 9,100,134. All right, so tomorrow we will have some bell work over ordering whole numbers and decimals. So please be ready with that and your notes packet, and we'll see you then.